Gather around, island lovers. It's Demi and Jasmine with your Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. This episode is brought to you by Plant People. Plant People offers solutions for sleep, stress, recovery, cognition, and immunity. And I'll tell you right now, your girls need all of the above. Plant People supplements work because they focus on quality, potency, and absorption. They work with doctors, scientists, and chefs to create delicious products that actually deliver results. Plant People sources from the world's best farms to invest in quality ingredients for effective remedies. I use the anxiety and stress relief supplements to boost my mood and to help me feel calm and honestly just closer to a normal person. So check them out at www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat and use code FIREPITCHAT for 15% off your entire order at www.plantpeople.co/firepitchat and use code FIREPITCHAT for 15% off your entire order and just calm down.
No, but for real, can you hand me one?
No. Yes, I can.
Like, the girls got a 6 a.m. flight to Cali last minute.
She is traveling.
But you took the BCom on the Friday night when you were having scaries.
Yes. So I went out to dinner with Dem after the podcast on Friday night, and I did have to work on Saturday. So as one does, I started having work anxiety. Friday night scaries, if you will. And I came home and I took a BCom and I felt better. I took a BCom. I got in a hot shower and then I was clean and crisp and I got into my bed and I put my drowsy eye mask on and I was just swaddled in our sponsors. And it was pretty relaxing.
No, but honestly, like when I told Mike that we had the code for Plant People, he's like, shut up, you do? Like they're such high quality.
Yeah, it's good. I didn't feel drowsy. I didn't feel groggy the next day. No. I was worried about that because I had to work, so I want to be on my A game, and I didn't feel sluggish at all.
You have to be very careful too when you're taking like CBD and full spectrum of where they're getting that stuff because like my bad CBD trip.
Right.
So this one I really actually trust. So BCom, hemp cannabinoids and adaptogens for moderate stress and anxiety, which I'm having anxiety right now because I just dropped my dog off.
And that. That's the saddest.
When am I never gonna like feel that, you know?
Never. Like it's just like you're always gonna feel it because you love them so much. But yeah, so Dem is traveling to California, so we're gonna be doing some remote episodes.
Yeah, we will, but we can't not miss because I'm invested.
It's getting good.
So this will be a casual conversation. We're not. But I just was so swept up in the episode.
Yes.
That I like forgot to take notes. But I have like pointers. It's okay.
That will be fine.
Okay, so we start off with the next morning. Wait, hold on. Oh, no. We're at night with the dates.
Mm-hmm.
With the bombshells.
Yes.
And Jess was like, you know how shit this position is that we're in? And Mitch is like, I'm chilling.
And Mitch is chilling. I think Mitch doesn't have a care in the world because he's going to lay it on thick to whoever's around him.
Agreed. And so then the dates. Let's talk about the dates.
Let's.
Montel and Leah.
I saw like Leah's eyes sparkle. I think she is into Montel, which that makes sense. If her type's Tyreek,
right.
Montel, they're kind of giving the same energy. They're both semi-pro footballers.
I'm into Montel.
Yeah, Montel's like good energy, good vibes. He's really cute. He's confident. He's a little tiny bit older, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems like he's ready to take on the villa.
I just like him saying that he's a homebody once he gets in a relationship. Like there's no point in going out, which is real. That is a real relationship. I really fuck with him. And like I don't know who it was that pointed out, but it was like the more that you look at Montel.
Whitney, I think, said that.
Oh.
She's like, the more you look at him, the cuter he gets. He's a grower. Or maybe Whitney just agreed with it, but it's true.
Yes.
Because when you first look at him, his bite looks like a little bit like he looks like Sammy with the open bite, like a lot of tongue and open mouth.
Well, he has a lot of gums in his teeth.
Right. It's just it's a lot of mouth.
Like cute.
But now it's cute and endearing. Yeah.
Right. Like and now I'm like, oh my God, like I like it.
Yeah. I really like him actually so far.
Honestly, like I kind of would go for him.
You'd get it?
I really liked his vibe.
Yeah.
And like the mixed race children we would have.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That was like always my dream.
Like your green eyes.
Oh
and his
my God.
complexion.
Stop. That was like one of my dreams. Like even in the beginning when me and Mike were just like hooking up, I was like, no, like I'm gonna have a mixed race child. He's like, but I'm not black. And I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I know.
He's like, but I'm from Serbia.
You're irrelevant in this conversation. Anywho, then there's Mal and Sammy and Mitch.
Yeah. Mal is
A lot.
She's random.
She's, you know what? She's literally Whitney
Is she?
in energy form.
Yeah.
I think she's very excited to be there. Her
Right.
voice is very deep.
And
Throws me off.
And not only is her voice deep, but then like her shtick is like talking like, I'm random. Like she puts on a voice too. Like Mitch is like, you're not like anyone I've ever met. She's like, heard that before. I'm like, oh my God, Mal, like, don't do that.
No, I know. It made me cringe, but then it also like made me.
You respect it in a way because she's so authentic.
But then her voice wasn't so deep when in normal conversations.
Right. She like puts on this voice.
Yeah, I know
It's like the opposite of Paris Hilton being like, that's hot. Like instead she's like, hey. Also, did you notice when both boys like came over for the date with Mal? She was like, hey. Like the way she said hi.
You look like Plankton. Or she does.
She was giving
That's
like
the little
Barney
thing from the
SpongeBob.
that little like wiener looking thing
From SpongeBob.
Yes.
Yeah. The grumpy one. The evil.
also
the
like
nemesis.
from Finding Nemo. Mike. Who do you think she wants to vibe with?
I can't figure her out. She was distracting me, so I couldn't pay attention to like who she was vibing.
I think she was distracted.
She said her top was Zach.
Well, she said she came in here wanting Zach, Scott, and Tyreek.
I can't.
No, wait.
Was it Sammy?
I don't. Oh yeah, maybe it was Sammy.
I think Scott might be her number one.
I know, but then we have that whole Scott thing going on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Scott, I'm liking Scott's arc now. I ship him and Catherine.
Me too. But it was weird that he had the conversation with Leah.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I wanted to get your thoughts.
I wonder if it was edited weird. Like that can't be like you just got up from a convo with Leah and then said, I'm going to go grab Catherine.
Especially when the convo with Leah was Leah being like, you started holding hands with her, but you didn't say anything to me. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then, but I'm just going to go make out with her real quick. Like that would be weird. Or it would, in that convo, if he was like, you know what? I am actually vibing Catherine. Let's put what we have on ice. But he didn't say that.
Exactly. Like it was too weird with things that were saying in the conversation about him being too physical in front of her. And then him turning around and going to grab Catherine for the terrace. It was so weird. But I do like how he was very defensive of Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
He was very protective. He was very, just like, what's it called? Like on her side and
supportive.
Supportive. That would be the word.
I really liked that too. I really like them together.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling him and Leah really. So I'm fine with that fizzling out. I just think.
But then you have Montel and Catherine being there was literally on Twitter, like, it was like this. It was like Montel and Catherine or Catherine and Scott. Like, it's like, we don't know which one we want.
Or who to root for. Yeah.
Right.
I really could see her with both. But with Montel, like her personality seemed to come out more. I feel like she feels like she can be herself with him.
Yeah. But I feel like she's very open with Scott too.
Yeah, that's true.
My heart broke for her in this episode because like Sammy was not understanding what Catherine was trying to say, which I hated that. Like maybe Zach should pull him for that accountability chat and explain how to be accountable.
Right. Sammy is looking like a fool.
Oh my gosh.
It is giving little boy energy. Like you said yesterday, he's still giving little boy energy. Even in his second apology to Catherine later on the episode meant less to me because when she was sitting there trying to break it down for you, you were like, I said what I meant. Idiot.
No, he was just like, I said you're not compatible. And what Catherine was trying to say was that Scott wouldn't be into her because of what she looks like. And that's why Whitney had a problem with it too. And they're trying to say, is that what everybody thinks? Like, my heart broke for Catherine because she didn't want to freaking say it because that must have been really hard to say. And he was just like dismissing it like, well, this is where me and Jess are more compatible. It's like, that's not the problem that she is having with. It's the thing that you said about him not being attracted to her. So you must think that no one would be attracted to her that looks like Scott.
Exactly.
And you must think that Whitney and Many's not attracted to Whitney.
Exactly. You don't think that
interracial couples like are attracted. It's like, those are like hot as hell.
Right. Or you don't think it's like possible they could be attracted to each other, which just shows his closed-mindedness, of course.
Yes.
And him just getting defensive out the gate without even trying to hear her out.
That apology was fake because the producers made him go apologize.
Yeah.
He never got there on his own.
Someone had to break it down for him, really, really break it down because it's been broken down for him in other conversations. And his immediate response is to get defensive. And he was whining like a little bitch this whole episode about being in the bottom, that you're not compatible. We don't think you're compatible because you've been saying since the beginning of time that Jess isn't your type.
And he kept repeating that. Like, one, I didn't even hear in the hut, again, Pizza Hut, in the beach hut, where he said, which I retweeted that because I literally didn't even know he said that.
I didn't hear that either.
Where he's like, Jess wasn't originally my type and I was her type and she's going to go ahead and do this to me. What? So you basically just said she's ugly and you weren't into her.
Exactly. And how dare the ugly broad that I'm not into reject me?
Totally.
Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome. He thinks, in his little pea brain, he thinks he's tall, dark, and handsome. Because Mal, on their date, said her type was tall, dark, and handsome. And Sammy said, like me?
Yeah.
Let's get this boy a mirror.
Well, from the wise words of Whitney, he's 6 foot something and bitter.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. But
it confirmed his height because he was giving 5'8" energy.
Oh my God.
He was giving short man complex.
Wait, I want to go back to I had a thought.
Sorry.
I had a thought about Sammy and Jess. About him being not her type, his type. And the fact that how many times did Sammy say about Mal, she's my type on paper. So she's my type on paper. So, I'm in here. I got to do what I got to do. She's my type on paper. It's like, is Mal your type on paper?
Right. I didn't pick that up.
No, I don't think anybody did. Like, what do you think you're being perceived as?
That's what's funny to me. And the whole reason he was upset, I also found it interesting. All the couples in the bottom were upset they were chosen as least compatible and felt betrayed, quote unquote, betrayed by their islanders in the villa. I find that off-putting.
Like Jess, where she's crying and said everyone's fake.
Yeah. Didn't care for that, Jess. Because what do you want them to do? Like, who else were they going to vote for? You and Sammy are arguing about if you guys should be together or not. Like, they're acting like they had one big argument, so they were a scapegoat. But the argument was about if you like each other.
Right. And you didn't handle it properly.
And you know what I wish the girl said? We voted for you because Sammy doesn't like you that much. So you're not compatible because it's one-sided. And no one said that.
Well, she did say it makes me feel like people are seeing something that I'm not. And that was their time to say something. And they didn't. But also, what did I write with that? About Jess crying at everyone's fake. And I literally just like blacked out again, dude. I'm not okay.
No, that was me yesterday.
I hit my weed pen before this, so it must have just hit. But Jess and Sammy, I don't know. I'm just like, the sign, it's like he made 3 girls cry now.
Yep.
And the way that he handles it, she keeps saying red flag, like, I'm so sad. It's like, but how are you not seeing this? Like,
right. He's not giving good qualities of like a nice guy who cares about you. He's not upset that he can't couple up with you. That's not why he's so upset that they're in the bottom. He's upset because
Oh,
he doesn't want to.
My point was that they're so obsessed with the fact that people voted for him, like what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't like how people are hyping me and Jess up, and then they go around and vote. It's like Medi was like, again. It's not it's like, why are you so stuck on it, dude? Why is he so stuck? If he was confident in his relationship, he wouldn't even think twice. Oh, fuck it. Who was in the bottom 3? Tasha and Andrew every fucking week. Yeah, it bothered them, but they fucking carried on.
Right. And they it like almost grew them closer together.
Exactly.
Being in the bottom. Like Andrew didn't really seem to care. He was always in the bottom. It was more Tasha who was upset.
Right.
But the other thing about him getting upset that he was in the bottom is he was like, he would be like arguing to Medi why like Medi should have been in the bottom. When him and Medi were. So did you want Medi to vote for himself as the least compatible? Like he wasn't even making a logical argument.
Right. Like who did you want there? Catherine and Scott? Is that who you wanted up there?
Exactly.
Why does it matter so much?
Like you are in the bottom and you're just making yourself look even dumber by harping on about it. And by saying everyone roots for me and Jess and then you guys vote us in the bottom. They could want you to work out, but C, you're not, and then vote you in the bottom. A. B, they're rooting for you because everyone in the villa likes Jess. So they want Jess to have something. That's why they were rooting for you and Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, everyone amps us up. They're amping you up because they like Jess and they want Jess to be happy.
But are they? Like, I haven't seen any of that.
Not anymore. I think in the beginning, or I think they also might have been encouraging Sammy to maybe we're not seeing this, but I think everyone in the villa is like encouraging Sammy to be with Jess because they want Jess to be happy. Perhaps. But they got voted because no one believes Sammy likes her. And I just wish everyone in the villa said it.
Right. Like I think they wanted it for Jess. They wanted her to have somebody because she was like not having any luck. And that's probably why they rooted for them. But my hatred for Sammy like runs real deep, dude.
It's an all-time high for me as well. It's off the charts.
It was literally making my blood pressure like skyrocket. I was fuming at the way he was being handled. I just think he's like, I don't even know the word to describe Sammy.
Slimy.
Like a tool.
Yeah, he's a literal douche.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
a tool.
It just says something that they had 2 easy scapegoats they could have went for with Catherine and Scott.
I know. And they didn't.
So that says something, Sammy. So why don't you just like stop whining like a little baby?
I know. And then I guess everyone was so awkward the next morning. Like even when Mal walked in, like when he starts dying, like it was awkward because I think did Tyreek say something to start it or Ella did? Ella said something to Mitch being like, why were you so upset that you and Leah were in the bottom? And Leah goes, I never said that it was nothing, not a friend. It was only a friendship. And then everyone's like, does anybody else want to talk? So I don't know. I think that was the whole premise of the episode was just getting this like air out.
Mm-hmm.
What was next on?
They play
a game.
Yeah, and it comes out that Zach's a cheater and everyone like jumps on it.
Right.
Everyone's like, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Right.
And he doesn't seem to be doing himself any favors because he's like, yeah, I cheated a few times. Like he just keeps digging. But I didn't see Sammy in the next on.
No, and then Jess like the night before was like hugging Sammy, was like, wish I was going to bed with you. And he was like, yeah, it was probably our last time. And she goes, what do you mean by that?
You didn't tonight's catch that? Episode?
Yeah, it was like when they were going to bed, she like hugged him tight. And she was like, wish I was going to bed with you. And he was like, yeah, it was probably our last time. And she goes, what do you mean? And he was like, well, we can't like recouple. Like, and then she was like, no, it was like such a brief moment that told me everything.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? If you were so determined to get back with Jess, you wouldn't say that. You would also get back to her with 2 couples from now or 2 recouplings.
Right. It's called the day beds. Sleep outside.
I know.
Sleep downstairs. Hold hands when she's in the next bed over you. Like, be like, we'll find our way back together. Like, if you give a shit, you say something. You don't say like, see you never. He's just stupid too. Like he doesn't even. I can't stand Sammy.
No,
it's making me like Mitch again.
Oh my god, yeah! Because then we have the Mitch and Sammy arc happen. Mitch and Jess arc happening, which I'm loving.
I think Jess still has a crush on Mitch. from day 2.
They're so even when she was like they're like if it doesn't go well, they were like we'll have each other and they started dying or something, or like we'll marry each other. Like they have that friendship. That is what a solid relationship is built on.
Yeah. They're giving like the 2 friends that get in different relationships, and it's always like, don't worry about my friend Jess.
Yes.
Don't worry about my friend Mitch.
Yes.
And then they end up together.
Like Ron and Tanya.
Right.
Right. Still waiting for that to happen.
It will.
Maybe it did.
You never know.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope that happens. But then Mitch was giving vibes with Mal. But they kind of mesh with their quirky personalities.
Yeah.
I just think she would look good with Sammy. I think Montel and Leah make a good couple, but I like Montel and Catherine's energy better. Leah's just boring, I guess.
It's hard to ship Leah with any. I don't find myself like rooting for Leah. I find myself like really rooting for Catherine. I want something good for her. I really want something good for Jess. I want Whitney and Maddie to keep doing what they're doing. And I'm like low-key rooting for Ella and Tyreek too, just because I think they're like Han toxic, you know?
Yes.
So
he was not happy about Montel talking to her.
No. But he said, let the best man win.
Right. And I think he's very confident in that. So I don't think Ella will.
I don't think she's going anywhere, but I think she loves to make Tyreek jealous.
Yeah, exactly. Toxic.
Yeah, toxic.
And wait, I had a thought about Montel. Oh, Scott and Catherine. The tea with Scott being Paige Thorne's ex-fiance.
Right. That's crazy.
Right, because someone pointed out in our DM saying that Scott said he only had one relationship that lasted 10 months.
Also never mentioned like it was an engagement. Usually you say I was engaged. Right. It's kind of a big thing.
Right. You made it seem like you'd never been in like you had one like
a 10-month relationship is something I did in college.
Exactly.
Not serious. Like never met the parents. You know what I mean? You can be in a 10-month relationship one time that you didn't meet the parents, but you got engaged to this person. Most people only get engaged once in their lifetime, hopefully.
And I wonder if he's the ex that made her want to be on Love Island.
Exactly. And then I'm curious to know what she was saying about her ex, because, you know, sometimes they leave us little nuggets. Like my ex was possessive.
The fact that she went for Jax
totally makes sense.
Identical.
You said that the second we saw Scott.
Yes. And then when I saw Paige Thorne, a picture of Scott and a picture of Jax, I was like, wow.
Well, your gut knew that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
So I do wonder, like, I'm not skeptical of him and Catherine because I do think they have it. We're all like so protective of Catherine. You know what I mean? Like everybody. Like we're all just like, is this real? Like, is Scott playing him? Because what happened with Zach?
I know.
Like, is Scott going to turn around?
It's true.
But he's seeming to have no interest in Mal. I haven't seen them talk. Did you?
Mal and Zach?
Mal and Scott.
No.
I know. So I wonder if he will try.
I think she pulled him the next day.
Did it go well?
And it was unremarkable because I can't really be sure if that actually happened. Because she was talking to Montel and saying her game plan was to pull Scott for that day.
Right.
I just can't remember if it happened or if I'm just remembering that moment.
Right. I wonder. I mean, I can't believe that Scott is faking this with Catherine. It seems like
no.
And when on the terrace, like they're giddy.
I think he likes Catherine, but like to be fair, in his defense, it's a pretty short amount of time. They're one of the newest couples being brought together. Mm-hmm. So he could really like her, but still be like, but I don't know if this is like end game for me.
True. And fair enough.
But we would all be mad because everyone loves Catherine. Exactly. You know, so he's kind of in a tough spot.
We all wouldn't be mad though if Catherine ends up with Montel.
Exactly. The only way people won't get mad at Scott if him and Catherine don't work out is if she moves on to Montel.
It's almost like she needs to leave Scott first.
Totally. Because or else we'll all be mad at Scott.
Right.
And if he leaves for Leah, I'll be annoyed. Because you're not into Leah. Right. If anything, just for the looks.
Like you want to
If you had a connection, it would be apparent by now.
But you're right. She did like sparkle and light up when her and Montel were talking.
And she said, like, that's my type. That's my type.
But I think Montel is looking for a Catherine. Like, he loved the fact that he was like, oh, I'm talking to a boss now. Let me sit up.
And he, like, was like, I saw you last night and I've been, like, looking for you ever since to try to talk to you.
I know.
That's something that if a guy said that to me would give me butterflies. Like, that means he, like, noticed you. He's trying to talk to you. Like, that's an in for me.
Totally.
So it was, like so hot.
He was, like, mesmerized by her.
Yeah. He's like, I think that's who he came in. Like, I'm going to talk to Catherine.
Yeah. You know, like, when I lived in New York and I was walking my dog, and this, like, average Joe Schmo came up to me and he was like, I have to tell you, you are so desirable. And I was like,
wow.
It was like, he got my number after that, because it was like, what a line.
Yeah. And what a word.
It was just like, you are so desirable. And I was literally like, I had my hair and makeup done myself going out. I was going out, not just walking the dog. And I remember it to this day how it, like, took my breath away. Like, when someone was that's how I felt like Montel was with Catherine.
Right. Like, simple flattery, not cheesy.
Genuine.
Just genuine, like, I'm into you.
Right.
It is, like, so effective.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, okay.
I know. And then I think someone asked him about Leah and he was like, oh, yeah. You know, and they're like, the eye contact is crazy.
Yeah.
What, a girl's got to stare at you? I don't get that.
I think all Leah does is just, like, literally, like,
bat her
giggle,
eyes.
bat the eyes.
Yeah.
Just to be like, you're my type. Like, she's just, like, a cute little flirty girl, but she's bringing nothing else. And then she gets mad at all the boys for only flirting with her. And it's like, Leah, you get what you give.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She wants everyone to take her seriously, but she's not, like, acting serious.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if she's
starting to be a little whiny to me.
Now the voice is irritating me when I thought it was cute. And now it's like, yeah, I'm just good. I'm all set with her. I like the way she looks.
She's wearing on me.
I just I really love Catherine. I like the way she stands up for herself. I like the way she's really genuine. She takes risks, which I fucking like.
She's mature.
Yeah, like, I just fuck with her. Well, she's a real estate agent, like, or whatever she was.
Yeah.
She just it's a whole full package. And so I'm waiting to see what happens with that. No one's going for Whitney and Medi. Like, no one's even touching that relationship.
No one wants.
And Medi seems very confident in it.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't seem bothered by anything.
She was bothered by the fact that Mitchell said that they would never meet in real life. And she's like, but we both know that.
Right.
We'd have to meet at the airport.
Yeah, like, I got her point too. It's like, none of us would meet in real life.
Totally.
That's why we're here.
Well, some of us did meet.
Right, and then forgot.
Exactly. So
true.
You can't really.
Yeah, I thought that was, like, a little bit of a
weird.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we will see some Trouble in Paradise with Zach and Molly. And we will come to you live from our FaceTime devices.
Yes. But I do think it's about time for Zach and Molly to have, like, some sort of discourse, because you can't just get along for the rest of your lives without having any disagreement.
Yeah.
So how you bounce back from a disagreement will be telling if they have what it takes to make it last.
He did say, though, like, if they fight in the beginning, that was a red flag for him. So
yeah, but I kind of disagree with that statement.
Agree.
You have to.
You're not doing anything,
right? But then you're just existing.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll see.
Yes, we will see tomorrow. Thank you guys all for listening to Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. I'm your host, Demi, and this is Jasmine, and we appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts, so be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share with your fellow island lover, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.